That's the former Greek Prime Minister. I'm joined now by George Papaconstantinou, who served as the finance minister in the government of Mr. Papaconstantinou and indeed negotiated, or was largely there with the negotiation of the various agreements. Correct?
Correct. I negotiated and signed the first agreement.
Right. So, let's start with the election result. When do you expect a government will be formed, and will it include PASOK?
We need a government, and we need a government now. So I am hopeful that by tomorrow we'll have one. As you know, negotiations are underway. I very much hope that there will be a three-party government. New Democracy has won the elections. They are the main partner in the government. But with ourselves, PASOK, and with the moderate left as junior partners.
Is that a strong government that can take this country forward for more than just a few months until further elections may have to be called?
That will depend on whether it is ready to make bold decisions. That's what makes a government powerful or not. It's
and
not
by bold decisions, you mean the first big bold decision is going back to Brussels and asking for some form of relief on the negotiation of the agreement you signed?
No, the first bold decision is while at the same time implementing the actual agreement that we have. Because you can renegotiate the parts of the agreement, such as getting a longer period to reduce the deficit, because the recession is much deeper than we thought. But at the same time, move boldly with the structural reforms that this country needs.
Isn't that really, since we're a business program, we can talk in those terms, isn't that really the problem of what's happened here? That the structural reforms, the privatizations, all the major things that need to be done are woefully behind schedule.
Well, the truth of the matter is that while one can argue that some are behind schedule, at the same time in the last 2 years, we've done all the structural reforms that were overdue in the last 20 years. So yes, some are behind schedule. At the same time, we've been radically transforming the Greek economy.
We need to just talk about this in a wider context, because the rest of Europe's watching. But they can't be comfortable, can they? Because what happens in Greece will have an effect in Spain, and we are still seeing those rates in Spain at 6 and 7%.
And the other way around, if anyone thinks that by sorting out Greece and putting the program back on track and perhaps giving some concessions, that will solve the problem in the rest of Europe, they are badly mistaken. If Europe does not make the next steps towards a banking union, towards some mutualization of debt, together with the fiscal rules that are necessary to keep the northern countries happy, then we won't be able to solve Greece's problems or that of any other country.
You have sat down and negotiated these terms with the Europeans. They do not agree on many of the measures necessary. Which bit of this collapse don't they understand?
I think that they do not understand that a country which has gone through such austerity and where recession, for reasons which are not entirely our own problem, but were caused from the outside, a country that is in the 5th year of recession needs some breathing space. It needs some more time, because otherwise you're not managing. You have to do additional cuts because your revenues are not there, and your revenues are not there because your recession is deeper than you think.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, and giving us time in these difficult and very busy days for you. We appreciate it. Many thanks indeed.